Hi there, it's Harry Kalymnios from thethoughtgym.com. This video is the complete compilation of the 5-a-day movement flows, one after the other, with no explanation except for the intro I've just done. So as soon as it starts, you go through one after the other. If one doesn't work, then just skip forward 5 minutes and you'll get on to the next one. Okay, mobility warm-up. So again, just doing 10, 15 in one direction. Maybe you do with the counter, you see 15 seconds goes by on the counter, and then do the other side, 15 seconds. And then you've got a nice even amount. Next one is the hips. So again, maybe take it in one direction for maybe 15 seconds or so, and you can move in the other direction. Feet about hip width apart maybe, whatever is comfortable for you. Straight into the side lunges, going side to side. Resting the hands on the thighs if you want, or out in front will be a little bit more challenging. You can come down low, you can stay high, up to you. And then we do the knees, bringing the knees round and round. Again, you can stay in one direction for this whole round, or you can do roughly 15 seconds in one direction and 15 seconds in the other direction. And then we go into the cat-cow, remember. Fifth exercise, cat-cow. Inhale forwards, exhale back. Toes can be tucked or they can be flat. It's kind of up to you. You don't have to be moving as fast as me. You just move in the pace that you want. Back to our shoulder rolls. Or windmill arms. Again, if you did all in one way on the other side, on the other section do it that way. Otherwise, like me, I'm swapping after about 15 seconds. Does not have to be exact. Just do what the body feels like it needs to do. That is totally and utterly fine. And then we do our hips. This time I'm going to do the belly dancer one. So trying to keep the chest upright really. Trying to swivel the hips a little bit. Just in one direction for 15 seconds and then the other direction for 15 seconds. So it's a bit of a weird one, I admit, but it's good. And then we go on to our side lunges. Again, coming out as far as you want, holding on to the thighs, holding on to the waist, not holding on to anything, maybe opening up the chest if you want. You can do whatever you want with the upper body, totally fine. Good, knees, again, if you did it in one direction on the first one, just do it in the opposite direction this time, otherwise roughly 15 or so seconds in each direction, doesn't have to be exact. And then we're going to go on to the last one now. Okay, so back to cat-cow. Inhaling forwards, exhaling rounding. Inhaling dipping, exhaling pushing the floor away. Okay, maybe snaking the body from side to side a little bit, maybe even introducing a bit more of a movement forward and backwards. Do whatever feels good. And the last few seconds and we're done. Well done. That was your mobility sequence of your 5-a-day movement flows. Hope you enjoyed it. So the air squats again, coming down as far as is comfortable. You don't need to come down all the way. Squeeze the bottom on the way up, almost thrusting the hips forward a little bit. And again, having your feet narrow makes it a little bit harder, especially if you don't have the ankle flexibility. Good. Coming up, push-ups. So off the knees is the harder version, coming all the way down, push up and maybe round the spine. Down, round the spine. So you don't have to go fast, you can go slow, you can do whatever you want. You've got 30 seconds, your choice. Lunges, go forwards. Come down with the knee. Doesn't have to bang on the floor, just a light touch. Maybe the hairs on your knees, touching it if you've got hairs on your knees. Okay, arms can be by the hips, they can be up. You can cactus them. Try and get that toe and knee alignment. Good, and then a Goski. So, backwards to begin with. Keeping the feet parallel, shoulder blades squeezing together. And then after 15 seconds you change direction, keeping the thumbs pointing the same direction though. And then we're going to go to back extensions. And down to back extensions. Hands can be behind the head. Keep the gaze down. Try and keep the back of the neck long rather than looking forwards. Hands can be cactus hands. Maybe you just want to just do, not the legs and just do the chest. That's fine as well. Making it harder, having the arms out in front as well. Good. And back to air squats. Okay, so maybe you go a bit narrower this time, but not as deep. Again, same thing, squeeze the butt as you come up, chest forwards. You can have the hands on the shoulders, elbows forward or down, hands on the head, hands out in front. Up to you. Keep it nice and even. Keep that knee tracking. Down to the push-ups. Maybe this time you do it differently. Maybe you go fast. If you went slow before, maybe you go slow. If you went fast before, you can always come onto your knees. Oh, this is tough. And then maybe the lunges, this time you go back instead of forwards. Have a little twist in there. As you do more and more of these, you will work out what works for you and what doesn't. Onto the Goskus. This time, fingers pointing behind, or or whatever opposite way from what you did before was. I actually can't remember which I did. Doesn't really matter. As long as you do something, it is all good. And then onto the back extensions. Oh, really starting to sweat. Oh, the thing with these exercises is there's no rest. It's just 5 minutes continuously changing and adapting the body's perception of what's coming. Short and sweet. Oh, that's good. Oh, well done. Okay, remember you can always do a simplified version on the other side of the screen. I'm showing the more accessible versions of some of these exercises, okay? This is quite an intense one, this 5-minute cardio. I'll be sweating by the end of it, I'm sure. Mountain climbers. Again, you can go to opposite elbows if you want, or just same elbow, mixing it up a little bit. This is a good one for the core as well as the cardio. Butt kicks coming up. Okay, so running on the spot. You know, be mindful of your knees. If you've got like a little trampoline or rebounder, these ones are really great to do on that. I've got one, but I didn't want to demonstrate it on that today. But this is what we want to do. Onto the burpees. These are tough. You can always miss out the push-up, or do the push-up on your knee, or do it gradually. However you want to do this is up to you. And then high knees, or at least as high as you can get them. Whew. This is just the first round. How are you feeling? Keep going. Even if the knees drop, try and get them up. 10 seconds and we go to jumping jacks. Okay. Okay, stay with me guys. Stay with me. And back to the jacks. If you're needing to take the regression, the easier option, even though you started with the harder one, it's fine. Just keep moving. Doesn't matter. Oh. Mountain climbers coming up next in 5 seconds. Starting to feel it. Definitely starting to feel the sweat. It's amazing what 5 minutes can do to you. That's it. Starting to feel it. Butt kicks. Do what you can with the butt kicks. Take the easier option if you need to, especially if you're feeling it in the knees. Try and do this on carpet or something soft on the grass. Be great. Onto the burpees. Next round of burpees in 5 seconds. Very hard to talk whilst doing this one, that's for sure. I tried to mix it up with some where the feet come out to the side and some where they're in the middle. So up to you. And then onto our high knees. Okay, it doesn't have to be super high like this. I mean, if you could do it as high as possible and keep going, that would be good. But just do what you can, pump those arms. We've got the last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, well done. Okay, super slow push-ups. Coming down as slow as you can. Maybe even coming up slow or coming up fast. Up to you. But we may only get 1 push-up done in this entire 30 seconds. And that is totally fine. And then we go to wall sits, coming down, thighs parallel with the ground, knees hip width or just wider apart, knees over the ankles, tracking over the second toe. Should start to feel it after about now. And we go to the single leg squats. Again with the single leg squats, if you can do pistol squats, you can do pistol squats. Otherwise, maybe you do all on one leg and then all on the other leg for the other round. Okay, so you really feel it. You can come down low and up. Come down wherever is comfortable, just keep that knee safe and tracking over the second big toe. Good. Then we do our jumping squats. These are a killer. That is for sure. And then we do the V-sits. 30 seconds of this after single leg squats. My left leg is definitely feeling it. V-sit. Doing our best here. No, it might never be perfectly straight, but we do what we can. And then push-ups coming up. Keep going. Again, maybe you just get 1 push-up, and that's fine. Yeah. Coming down as slow as is possible for you. And coming up either fast or again slow. Onto the wall sits. Again, try and just come down to right angles with the legs, not any further. A single push up in the jumping squats, that really takes it out of you. Then you start to feel it here, and then we've got the single leg on the right. See how that goes. So again, this is a balance as well as a squat. If you can come down lower than me, come down lower. If you can do a pistol squat with the leg out in front and come all the way down to the ground, more power to you. Awesome job. Ready for the jumping squats. Open up the chest as you come up, swinging the arms. Final one, the V-set, push-ups. Oh. I find interlacing the thumbs can work. It's still really tough. Keep going. Oh. And we're done. Well done. Coming into tree on one side. We'll try and hold it for the 30 seconds on the one side. So again, just don't put the foot on the knee. It can be below the knee or above the knee. Place the hands wherever you want. They can be in prayer position, they could be on your waist, they can be out here, up here. Doesn't really matter where you have them. Obviously the higher up they are, tends to be harder. The higher up you look, tends to be harder as well. So closing the eyes can help. Okay, dancer's pose, so bending the knee, grabbing hold of either the outside or the inside, keeping the knees together to begin with, raising the hand, and then kicking into that foot, kicking into the hand, sorry, that brings the chest down. Again, maybe there's something that you can hold on to temporarily. Standing leg is engaged. It's right and natural to wobble, that's fine. Coming up, taking our twist. So I'm doing all this on the same leg, so I'm using my right leg as the prop, and the left leg is the one that's taking all the balance at the moment. Okay, taking our twist here. So I'm really going to feel it in the left leg at the end of this 2.5 minutes. I'm coming into warrior 3. So again, coming into any position that works, squeezing the butt, opening up a little bit more. Arms can be to the side, in front, wherever works for you. Then half moon. Again, this is all on the left leg, raising that right leg as much as possible, or at least for me, whatever side it is for you. Maybe you're looking up towards the hand, maybe the hand is on the hip, maybe you're looking down. It's a little bit easier if you look down than look up. And then back onto the right leg, taking, at least I think we are, yep, right leg, having the balance there. I actually find my right is harder to balance on than my left, typically, so I'm not sure if that's the situation for you. Normally left and right are slightly different, so that's just normal. So just like the normal trees, it's fine to sway. You just want to stay rooted. Back into holding onto the leg, taking the instep, raising the right hand, kicking the hand away. Slowly coming down. Try and find something to focus on and look at. Ideally something that's not moving. Oh, if you wobble, that's fine. So I try and look at the time. Getting ready to come into our bent knee position. Again, looking behind us. We can either place the hand behind us, or we can place it on our hip, lower back. feel this in the glutes as well. So not only is it balancing, it's really strengthening along that leg. Getting ready to come into our warrior 3. Finding our way down towards the floor in that T shape. Ooh, swaying a little bit is natural, normal. Getting ready to come into our half moon, grabbing our block. Hopefully your leg is still alive. Last pose. Squeezing, tensing the thigh muscle of the standing leg, rooting down through that big toe, extending that floating leg away from you. Opening up the hips as much as works for your body. We're all different. I'm not a super flexible guy. I do what I can. And then we are done. Give yourselves a little bit of a pat and a clap on the thighs. Wake them up again. And a big round of applause. So in our plank position, we can either be on the forearms or on our hands. Again, not too high with the butt, not too low with the hips, somewhere in between. You want a little bit more of a challenge, you can always lift one leg and do it that way instead, okay? Even more of a challenge is to lift one leg and one arm, but that is a little bit more advanced, a little bit harder for people to do. So whatever works for you. Side plank, again, just stay on one side, it'll be easier rather than doing 15 seconds on each. Try and do 30 seconds just on one side. Keep the hips a little bit high. If you want, you can lift the leg. That's also an option for you. Or grab a toe if you want. Up to you. Look up, look down, wherever is comfortable for you. And then up downs. So again, plank position, left, right, right, left, right, left. Whatever works for you. You can do the same arm, different arm, mix it up. Again, you can do this with one leg up if you want to make it a little bit more challenging. Okay, and then back extensions. So extend away, knee to nose and knee to elbow. Again, maybe 15 on one side, maybe you just do everything on one side and then change the next time. Okay, it's not long, 30 seconds, probably about 25 by the time you get into the work. And single leg extensions, maybe supporting the back, maybe not. So keep the lower back on the ground, that's the main thing. Stomach tense, lower back tight to the ground, full length of the legs if you can. And we're going to go back to our plank hold. So again, 30-second plank hold. If you are going to try one leg, one arm, zipping down the center line, lift, float, see what happens for a few seconds, come back, do the same thing on the other side, just do maybe the leg first, then the arm, see what happens, see if you can hold that. And coming back whenever you need to your rest position of the full plank. Up, downs, oh no, sorry, side plank, sorry. It's a side plank on the other side. I guess it doesn't matter if you do it in a different order. It's all getting done at the end of the day. Again, leg lift if you want. Looking up wherever works for you. This is a tricky one. Then we are going to go to the up downs now. Again, you can do it with one leg up in the air if you want. Make it a little bit more challenging. Maybe it's challenging enough. And then we go to the back again. Ooh, let's do this side, okay. And now I'm going to just do the opposite knee and elbow from what I did before. You may have done half and half. That's fine. Whatever is working for you. Just try and balance it up is the main thing. And then leg extensions. Single leg, double leg, whatever you feel like doing. Maybe you do single leg for a bit, and then you do double leg for a bit. It'll be a bit harder with the double leg, but you know, you just work out what you need to do. A couple of seconds and we're done. And we're done. Well done. So first one, downward dog. Again, not showing a regression on the other side because you can work that out quite easily for yourselves. So biceps rotating forwards, really tilting the tailbone, shooting it up to the sky behind you, working the ankles down, although maybe not. Maybe you want to pedal the feet, that's also a good option. Getting ready to come into our hip flexor stretch. Take that on the right hand side, maybe first, again maybe folding up the mat if you've got a mat, leaning forwards, okay? Not too worried about the tilt of the pelvis on this one, although you can do variations on that. We're just, at the moment, just doing a little bit of a stretch from maybe sitting all day or sleeping overnight, something like that. You can maybe bounce a little bit, but I always don't really recommend bouncing unless you're a bit more of an expert. Coming into ragdoll, taking our fold. Again, you can have bent legs, quite bent in fact, or you can have straight. You can have your feet together. It's going to be a little bit stronger. When you come up, bend the knees and roll up, okay? Vertebra by vertebra. Bend the knees, roll up, coming into your back bend, hands on the hips, on the lower back, engaging the glutes and the thighs, and opening up the front of the body here. And then we'll come into our side bend. So I'm just going to take right hand over and keep it there. Of course you can do it dynamically, you can do 15 seconds one side, 15 seconds the other side. I haven't got the clock in front of me so I can't see that, so I'm just going to do it one side 30 seconds and then I'll do the opposite side. I always start with the right side on things because then you remember that's the first side. Back to downward dog in a second. So feet are just wider than the hips, chest is motioning towards those thighs, index finger or middle finger is pointing forward, fingers are nice and spread. Maybe you're having a pedal through the feet again, maybe you're keeping it a bit more static this time. Remembering to breathe. And then we're going to come into our hip flexor stretch on the opposite side of what you just did. For me is the left leg forwards. Okay. And you can creep it forwards if you find that you didn't get the right step before. You can put your hands on the lower back, hands up, open up with the chest, That's also quite nice. You can even lean over a little bit. Okay, that's also a good option. Okay, but mix it up. Do what feels nice. The more you know your body, the better it will be. Ready for ragdoll. Coming down into ragdoll. Again, maybe feet apart. Again, you can have your feet quite far apart and your knees quite bent. That's up to you, right? Or you just have them together and straight is going to be the hardest option. So the further away then from your hips, maybe about a foot away from each other, might be a good place to start with knees bent. Good, rolling up, bending the knees as you roll up, coming into that back bend. Again, feet can be nice and wide, and you can take the back bend that way. The closer your feet are together, the more challenging it might be for you. But open up the front of the throat if you feel comfortable doing so. Then we'll take the opposite side on the side bend if that's what you did, or you do your 15 and 15 if you did that on the other side. So for me, I'm doing my left side now because I did all of the 30 seconds on the right side before, and I've got my feet hip width apart. But you can put one foot in front of the other. You can have them together. Don't have to have your hand on your hip. It's a nice bit of support though. Almost done. And we're done. Well done, well done. Starting with the right leg. Again, flexing the foot, using the other arm to push down, keeping both hips grounded, and maybe leaning the chest forward and holding this. So I like to start with the right foot often, or the right side, or whatever. Sometimes it's a bit hard to think about what's the right and left. Is it the one that's standing or the one that's flexing? But whatever it is, be consistent, makes it easier. Okay, taking the twist, so I'm twisting to the right. Okay, so I did the right leg and then I'm twisting to the right. Again, I'm trying to keep my shoulder blades down, trying to relax my jaw and my forehead and all of the upper, anything above the neck. And then I'm twisting up and round, okay? This is actually a lovely little twist, spinal twist. And then hands forwards. You can look down, round the spine, round the upper back. Breathing softly, even. Maybe a bit longer on the exhale. Great to do these while at your desk. Okay, opening up the front here, pushing forwards, maybe leaning back in the chair if it works for your chair. Opening up to the sky. This is, you know, we sit at a desk all day in front of the computer. Do this every hour, 5 minutes every hour. 55 minutes of work, and this, or some of the other 5 a day movement flows. Good, and then elbow. And then, so once you've got the elbow there, you can take that little lean across to the left, and you may feel that a bit further down the body. Good, and then we switch to the opposite side, so left leg, again, flexing that left foot, holding it maybe with the, if you've got trousers or something, you can hold it with the trousers. Again, for this, it's very natural and normal for each side to be slightly different, so don't get too concerned about that, how much you stretch with one versus the other. Good, and then we're going to twist to the left, so right hand on the left knee, Maybe grabbing hold of the chair with your left hand, keeping the shoulder blades down the body, knees facing forward, and twisting at the waist. Okay, and then hands forward, maybe interlacing them the opposite way from what it feels comfortable, what feels natural. If you can't interlace the fingers because they just don't go, I've got clients like that, just grab hold of the hands any which way and just round the spine any which way that works. Hands behind again, or you open up in a different way, but you open it up the front. So basically opposite to what we just did. We did the back, now we're doing the front. This is nice. You can do a whole series of chair yoga. I mean, if you're chair bound, you know, there are options for you. So, always good. And then left elbow up, pull the elbow down as much as you can, index fingers pointing or middle fingers pointing down the spine, and then maybe you lean a little bit more over to the right and you feel that stretch in the left a little bit more. Shoulder roll and we are done. So starting with the spinal rolls, coming down as slow or as fast as you want. You can go faster or slower than what I'm doing now. Just try and be mindful and feel just each articulation of that spine, having soft knees, and just moving the flow that you want, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. Moving into our helicopter arms, we can just go from side to side, remembering to lift the heel, stubbing the cigarette out as it were, feeling the energy flow, allowing the arms to truly hit the body. No jewellery on, hopefully. Before we get ready for our third one, corkscrew. So here we are, inhaling, exhaling. Exhale away, inhale together. Exhale and twist as you push the palms away from each other, twisting. Inhale, bring the energy to the center. Exhale, twist and push. Inhale. Exhale, twist and push. Inhale. Together. And then drunken skier, as I like to call it. So we swing the arms down and up, bend into the knees. I call it floppy skier, drunken skier, whatever you want to call it. It's like he's skiing, but he lets his arms flop. And then we'll go to the last one, a couple of seconds. Into the grouping breath, so inhale into the belly, in through the nose, all the way up. Exhale through the mouth and through the nose. Inhale, group it all together. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Finish that breath, then coming down into your spinal rolls. We say 30 seconds, you don't have to be exact with all these things. Start changing at a time that feels appropriate to you. Really make these exercises your own. Do it maybe slightly differently from what I'm doing, or very differently, but just get the spirit of the idea. 30 seconds on each exercise, roughly. Good. Corkscrew. Oh no, sorry. Helicopter arms. There we go. My bad. Corkscrew's the third one. You do film so many of these videos, sometimes you get confused with the orders. Okay, so just let the arms flop, really hit the kidneys at the back. Yeah, it's great. Oh yeah. And then we'll do the corkscrew, okay? 2 seconds. Good. Okay. Inhale together. Exhale. Or the other breath, whatever works for you. Start to feel the breath and the movement to what works for you. Drunken skier. Exhaling down probably works, inhaling up. You can let out a sound like I'm doing. Oh, keep it silent. It's nice to let the sound out. And then group in breath, okay? Calming it down, pushing it out, circulating the breath. Out through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels good. In through the nose, into the belly, into the chest, and we're done. Well done. Hope you enjoyed that flow. I don't know how many of those movement flows you did. Maybe you just did 2 or 3 or 4. Maybe you did the complete set. Whatever you did, congratulations, well done. Remember to keep coming back to this video or the individual 5-minute movement flows to keep you fit, healthy, and energized throughout the day. Please do connect with me on social media. The Thought Gym is where you'll find me. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course head to thethoughtgym.com where you can connect further with me there. I hope to see you very, very soon. Take care, stay strong, stay super. Bye-bye.